Numbers 14, verses 1 through 10. Numbers 14, verses 1 through 10. Numbers 14, verses 1 through 10. Reading from the New Revised Standard Version of the Bible. Scripture reads as follows. Then all the congregation raised a loud cry, and the people wept that night. And all the Israelites complained against Moses and Aaron. The whole congregation said to them, would that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would that we had died in the wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing us into the land to fall by the sword? Our wives and our little ones will become booty. Would it not be better for us to go back to Egypt? So they said to one another, let us choose a captain and go back to Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the Israelites. And Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes, and said to all the congregation of the Israelites, the land that we went through as spies is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land that flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not fear the people of the land, for they are no more than bread for us. Their protection is removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them. But the whole congregation threatened to stone them. Verse 4, one more time. So they said to one another, let us choose a captain and go back to Egypt. I'd like to use for a subject this morning, are you following the anointed or the appointed? Are you following the anointed or the appointed? Has God ever given you a vision? Has God ever shown you a place in the spirit realm? There was more than you could ask for or even imagine. Has God ever shown you a place that was so vastly different from your current reality that it blew your mind? A vision of a loving, happy marriage. A vision of a loving, unified, and productive church. A vision of overcoming an addiction. A vision of a nation not plagued by racism and sexism. A vision of a community ruled by peace instead of violence. A vision of a degree, professional license, or a diploma. A vision of your own land and your own house. A vision of your own business. A vision of weight loss, fitness, and good health. A vision of being debt-free. A vision of spiritual growth and development. A vision of a fruitful and productive ministry. A vision of a church of disciples healing the sick, raising the dead, and casting out demons. Yes, church, has God ever given you, ever shown you, ever impregnated you with a vision? The vision excites you. The vision energizes you. The vision gives you purpose. The vision motivates you. The vision enlightens you. And the vision gives you passion and desire. At least it does initially. Even the Bible says in Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. But what happens when we face problems, obstacles, and setbacks in making the vision a reality? What happens when the promises of God are hard and slow in coming to pass? You've tried throwing 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s at the altar, but the hardship is still there. You have named it and claimed it, but trouble is still in your way. You are speaking the vision in faith into existence, but it still has not come to pass, and it's been a few years. So now you're at a crossroad, and you must decide what to do. Do you keep moving forward despite the hardship, despite the trials and the tribulations, or do you go back to what you know? I found that old habits are hard to break. So when we don't see the vision come to pass right away, we often revert back to bad habits. Revert back to what we used to do. Revert back to what we used to know. We go back because the vision is not coming to pass as quick as we want. So we say, Lord, I've tried it your way. I'm going to go back and do it my way. In this text, it has been about 2.5 years, and the Israelites are out of Egypt, but they're not yet in the promised land. They've been delivered from Egyptian bondage, but they have not yet walked into the land that God has promised them. A land flowing with milk and honey. In chapter 13, to give you a little history, verses 1 and 2, God tells Moses to send 12 spies, one from each ancestral tribe, to scout out the land of Canaan, the land that God was giving them. Moses is anointed, but Moses is still human. So Moses adds to God's instructions. In verses 17 through 20 of chapter 13, Moses tells the spies to spy out the land of Canaan. He says, go up there into the Nahab and go up into the hill country and see what the land is like, and whether the people who live in the land are strong or weak, whether there are few or many, and whether the land they live in is good or bad, and whether the towns they live in are unwalled or fortified, and whether the land is rich or poor, and whether there are trees in it or not. Be bold and bring some fruit of the land. God just told Moses to tell the people to spy out the land, but Moses gives extra instructions. And oftentimes we get in trouble because we add extra instruction. God didn't say size the enemy up. God didn't say see whether the land is rich or poor. God didn't say see what the people are like. God didn't say, Moses, see if the city is unwalled or fortified. He didn't say all that. He said, go spy out the land and go possess it. But Moses gives a detailed strategic plan as to how we're going to do this thing that God told us to do. We live in a nation where they say, the better your strategy, the more you undot every I and cross every T, the more likely you are to possess what God has for you. But the truth is, sometimes we just messed up. With our excess stuff, with our strategies, with our implementation, we just mess up what God has already. If God you better believe that what God tells you is the truth. But sometimes, just like Moses, we try to size everything up. And then the congregation is now in an uproar because the spies come back. They report the obstacles to the people. And now the whole congregation is thrown into a panic and an uproar. New leaders are appointed to go back to Egypt. And now the congregation has to make a decision. Will we follow the anointed or the appointed? And how do we know the difference? I'm glad you asked me that question, because I drove all the way from Verona just to answer the question. How you know the difference between the anointed and the appointed? First, the appointed thrive off of fear, anxiety, and irrational thinking. 10 of the 12, most of the spies, report that the land is good, but the people who live in the land are strong. The towns are fortified and very large. And the Israelites are not able to go up against these people because the people in the land are stronger than they are. In fact, these spies also reported that when we look at the land and we look at the people, we seem like grasshoppers and they seem like giants. That was the report of most of the people. In chapter 14, verses 1 through 4, the congregation raises a loud cry, and the people weep all night long. God has blessed them and brought them out of Egypt. God has blessed them in mighty ways. God has provided manna for them. God has given them everything they needed up until this point. But instead of looking back over how the Lord has blessed them, what do? They start weeping and complaining about the trouble that lies in their way. Could it be that we do the same thing in our own life? Instead of telling the Lord, thank you for how you blessed me to get me thus far, we look at what's before us and we start weeping and crying and complaining about what the trouble that's in our way, not knowing that the same God that blessed us back then is able to bless us right now. But instead of giving God the praise, instead of worshiping God, instead of glorifying God, no, they begin to weep and cry all night long because they're depressed by the report of some folk who are scared. So the people in the congregation complain against Moses and Aaron and say to them, would that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would that we had died in the wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing us into this land to fall by the sword, or our wives and our little ones will become booty? Would it not be better for us to go back to Egypt? The congregation is afraid of death. The congregation is afraid of the enemy. The congregation is afraid of defeat. The congregation is afraid of their destruction. The congregation is anxious and stressed about their wives becoming booty or the stolen property of their enemies because of the spies' negative report. The congregation has lost faith in Moses because of the spies' negative report. The congregation has lost faith in Aaron because of the spies' negative report. The congregation has dismissed and forgotten the promise of God to bring them into a good land flowing with milk and honey because of the spies' negative report. The congregation has forgotten the 10 plagues, the signs and the wonders in Egypt that led to their deliverance and their freedom. Because of the spies' negative report, the congregation has forgotten how God drowned Pharaoh and his army in the Red Sea. Now, because the people are operating operating in fear. Their thinking is illogical and irrational. They have convinced themselves that they're going to lose the battle that God has already won. They have convinced themselves that they're going to die in the wilderness, even though God has provided for them each and every day of their journey. They have convinced themselves that they need to go back to the place where God has delivered them from. They have convinced themselves that Egypt is a good place, even though they begged God and pleaded with God to get them out of Egypt. They have convinced themselves that Egypt is a good place, even though when deliverance came, they left Egypt in a hurry. So in this moment of irrational thinking, in this moment of fear, in this moment of anxiety, the text says in verse 4 that they appoint a president, choose a captain to lead them back to Egypt. They want to go back to the place of oppression. They want to go back to the place where God has brought them from. They want to go back to a place where they were oppressed and they meant nothing. They have become irrational. They have convinced themselves of all of these things that are going to happen. And the question is, how many times in our own lives has God brought us out of something, and then when we had to be faced with a decision, we went back to the very place, the very people that God delivered us from, as if God had not made ways out of no way, as if God hadn't been sustaining for us, as if God didn't make ways for our mother and our father and our grandmother and our grandfather. Well, how can we as a people talk about what we don't have when people who had less than us founded this church and kept it alive year after year? How can we talk about what we don't have when they came here day after day, week after week? How can we complain about not having our car fixed and we can't get to church when we had saints who would walk here day after day, multiple times a day, and they prayed us into our generation right now? Have we forgotten how good the Lord is? Have we lost our mind? Do you not know that the same God that healed back then is still healing right now? Do you not know the same God that made ways out of nowhere is still making ways today? Do you not know that God is a bridge over troubled water? Have you forgotten about the healing power of God? Have you forgotten about the delivering power of God? Have you seen how God can take a people who the whole world is against, but yet turn the thing around so God will bless you and raise you up in a new land flowing with milk and honey? Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget what God has done for you. Don't forget how good God is. No, Egypt was not a good place. Egypt was a place of no oppression. And I don't know about you, but when God brings me out of something, I have purpose that I'd rather die on the way to the promise than go back to the stuff I was in. Yes, I was in Egypt, but I ain't in Egypt no more, and I'm not going back. I don't care what they serve in Egypt. I don't care what the food is like. I don't care how many folk are going back to Egypt. I'm not following the appointed. No, I'm following the anointed. And God did not deliver me for me to go back to the place that God brought me out of. God brought me, He delivered me to bring me to a new land flowing with milk and honey. Do I have any folk in here who said, Pastor, I know it's hard. I know I'm struggling. I know I got some stress in my life, but I'm not going back to Egypt because God delivered me from that, and I don't want to be oppressed no more. I don't want to be divided no more. No, because some folk in Egypt believe that oppression, injustice, fire bombings, and lynching are a good thing. Some who are fearful and irrational will follow appointed leaders instead of people who are anointed because of their fears and anxieties. The appointed thrive when you are afraid. The appointed thrive when you are anxious and worried. The appointed thrive when you don't use your mind, but when you think about the goodness of the Lord didn't bring you this far to leave you. The Lord didn't bring you come to do, but I come to praise the Lord, and I don't care who tries to lead me back to Egypt. I ain't going. I don't care if it's the Congress. I don't care if it's the White House. I don't care if it's the Senate. I'm not going back to a place where I don't mean anything, where I don't have my freedom. No, God brought me out so I can praise God, and I can worship God, and I can do what I want to do, and go to what I want to go to. I don't need a mansion. I just need my own house and my own freedom. Is there anybody out there that said, Pastor, I just want my freedom. I just want to shout when I want to shout, and praise when I want to praise, and dance when I want to dance. I just want the freedom to open up my mouth and shout hallelujah, so they can look at me, they can talk about me, but I'm not in Egypt anymore. God has freed me, so whenever I want to give God a praise, I can give God the praise, the honor, and the glory. I'd rather have my own house where I'm free to worship God than a mega church where I got to keep my mouth shut. I'd rather have my own house when I can shout and dance over glory than to stay in Trump Tower and I have to say nothing when people are being oppressed. No, I'd rather have my freedom and be where I am right now than go to a palace and mean nothing. I'm so glad that this morning I'm free to shout, I'm free to praise, I'm free to dance, I'm free to give God the praise, the honor, and the glory. Do I have any free folk out there that say, Pastor, I'm free to give God the praise, I'm free to give God the honor, I'm free to give God the glory, I'm free to bless the Lord in the morning and to bless the Lord at night. I'm free to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So they can kill me, they can stone me, they can talk about me, but I'm not going with the appointed. I'm going to follow the anointed. Now watch the text. When some folk packed their bags and they decided to turn around and follow the captain back to Egypt, here's how the anointed act. Moses and Aaron in verse 5 fall down on their faces, which is a posture of worship. See, when they complained against Moses and Aaron, Moses and Aaron talked to God. In other words, when people talk about the anointed just talk to God. When people say people are talking about you, so that's very good. What do you have to say in response? I say, I really have nothing to say. The more they talk, the more I pray. The more they look at me, the more I see God. Because that's what Moses and Aaron do. It says they fall on their knees. And then they pray to God. And then Joshua and Caleb, who also spied out the land, they give a different report. In verses 6 through 9. They said, we saw the same land. And we went to the same place. But we didn't see what everybody else saw. They said the land that we went through, as spies, is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord is pleased with us, we believe he will bring us into this land and give it to us. A land that flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord. And do not fear the people of the land. For they are no more than bread for us. Their protection is removed from them. And the Lord is with us. Do not fear them. The Lord is with us. Do not fear them. The Lord is with who? Us. Do not fear them. In other words, yes, there are obstacles in the way. Yes, there are difficulties, trials, and tribulations. Yes, there are setbacks. But if God be for us, who can dare stand against us? The enemy may be in our way, The army may be large. The people may be more numerous. And maybe they appear to have more resources. And our resources appear to be limited. But I believe the same God that delivered us from Pharaoh, the same God that drowned the mighty army in the Red Sea, the same God that ended Jim Crow and did away with segregation, the same God that gave us the heavenly citizenship and gave us our right to vote on earth, the same God that worked back then is alive and well right now. So we won't stress, we won't doubt, we are not discouraged. No, we just know that if God be for us, who can dare stand against us? And we must understand that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. But watch the text. The text says that when they got done speaking, the congregation picked up rocks and threatened to stone them. But just when they got ready to stone them, the text says in the second half of verse 10, but then the glory of the Lord showed up. You missed the shout right there. This is why I don't worry about who's on my side and who's not on my side. This is why I don't worry about crowds forming on this side or that side. Because when they got ready to stone them, the text says the glory of the Lord appeared and they all had to fall down on their faces. Yes, Jesus came up and he was anointed so the mute were talking. Jesus came up and he was anointed so the lame were walking. He came up and he was anointed so the blind regained their sight. He was anointed so he preached the truth, the power, and he let the oppressed go free. But they got ready to stone him. You know the story. They hung him high and they stretched him wide. They put nails in his hands and nails in his feet. And he died. Yes, he died. But on the third day, the glory of the Lord showed up. And Jesus got back up with all power in his hands. So the question is, are you following the appointed or are you following God's anointed? I don't know about you, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Is there anybody out there that said, Pastor, I don't care who they appoint. I'm going to the place where the Lord wants me to be. I don't care who they appoint. I know that God has liberated me to do what I want to do and praise him in season and out of season. I don't need to call a bishop for the word. I can go to the Bible for myself. I don't care what Paula White says. I don't care what the bakers say. No, I serve a God that says I'm not indifferent when it comes to oppression. I'm on the side of the oppressed. I'm the God that cares about you not having bread. I'm a God that cares when you don't have water. I'm a God that will provide for you when you come in and come out. I'm a God that wants you to have health care. I'm a God that doesn't want the police shooting you. I'm a God that wants you to be liberated. I'm a God that cares about racism. I'm a God that cares about hatred. I'm a God that cares about injustice. I'm so glad that I know the God I serve. I don't have to call to turn on TBN to get a word from the Lord. I can fall down on my knees and I can ask the Lord, Lord, show up right here in my house, right here, right now. Is there anybody out there that said, Pastor, I got the same kind of walk. I can fall down on my knees when my rent is due, when the doctor says I don't have insurance. the anointed or the appointed is the one who doesn't know this God. You know, it's funny. This past week I was looking at TV. They were saying, you don't follow this person, you're going to reap the wrath of God. You don't follow these policies that come down from the White House, that you speak against this leader, you're going to follow the wrath of God. You're going to reap what you sow. I said, it's funny how that scripture comes up now about honoring those in authority, when it didn't come up the last 8 years, but it comes up now. See, they don't think people read the Bible. They don't think that people think for themselves. But we've at an age where you have to read the word for yourself. Because you got many people who just preach because they got money coming to them. No call, no conviction. Just preaching for their own capitalistic lifestyle. And that's all that matters. As long as I got my car, got my house, I'll prophesy what you want me to prophesy. I'll say what you want me to say. Just keep the money coming. But I see in other people who don't have much, like the early church, the people who lost everything, who they were beaten, hanging upside down, and skinned alive. People who didn't have a government on their side. People who were given to lions and destroyed. That's the early church. But they kept praising God, even though they were being killed every day. We need some Christians who have that spirit to rise up right now in this season and say, look, we're not going to tolerate any injustice from anybody. We don't care what your title, we don't care what your power is. We don't care your appointment, who appointed you what. We don't care about that. All we care about is the anointing. Are you anointed to say what you're saying and to do what you're doing? Did God ever call you? Or are you just in it for yourself? That's the season we're in. Are you going to follow the appointed or the anointed? And the appointed is not a skin color. It's not a gender. It's a spirit of truth. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Are there others?